The Labor Day weekend travel rush is testing the system in unexpected ways. AAA is predicting a busy travel weekend with numbers approaching pre-pandemic levels. Kris Van Cleave has those details.
Millions are flying this Labor Day weekend as a summer of struggles comes to a close for the nation's airlines. For the Rubinoff family, flying to Charleston from Washington sounded better than a 9-hour drive with a 2-year-old.
We haven't been to the beach all summer and just felt like we wanted to squeeze in one final trip before summer's over.
Severe summer weather and staffing shortages led to a spike in cancellations and delays. Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. flights has been late this summer, on average by nearly an hour. Travel disruptions sent passenger complaints soaring in June, up 270% from the same time in 2019.
Airlines, for their part, need to make sure they're prepared to service the tickets that they're selling.
Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg isn't ruling out new regulations. How do you feel about going into the Labor Day weekend?
I do think the steps that have been taken so far are going to be helpful going into Labor Day, but I also do not believe that the system is where it needs to be.
But most travelers will be driving. Gas prices have dropped for 11 consecutive weeks, but are still about 20% higher than last Labor Day. Frank Ordonas is driving from Texas to New York.
Yes, it motivated me to get on the truck and just travel. I mean, I wouldn't have done that, 4 or 5 months ago, because they were like super sky high.
Kris Van Cleave joins us now with more from Reagan National Airport in Washington. Kris, it's been a brutal summer for travelers, especially those who fly. Should we expect more of the same this weekend?
Well, Catherine, the airlines say they knew a lot of people were going to be flying this weekend and that they are ready for it. We know from TSA numbers looking at Wednesday and Thursday, more people went through TSA checkpoints than this same Labor Day weekend back in 2019. It's unusual that we have seen more traffic post-pandemic than pre-pandemic, so millions of people are flying. The question really will be, will the weather cooperate? We've seen thunderstorms in the Texas area and parts of Florida. That is causing some delays, but really flying-wise, so far so good. But every eye will be on the weather because weather disruptions have been sort of the first domino to fall when we've seen these wide-scale disruptions occur.
Meantime, pilots across the country have been picketing, demanding better contracts and fixes to operational problems. Is this impacting the schedules?
It is not. These were pilots that were protesting en masse yesterday on their days off. The airlines were pretty clear that this did not impact their operations. In fact, Delta telling us they saw this more as a publicity stunt to try to get leverage in their contract negotiations. Many of the airlines are coming up on contract talks with their pilots. So obviously the pilots are making their case in public, but certainly they do have some merit there. The pilots are flying a lot of overtime, and there has been plenty of disruption both to passengers and to the folks working at the airlines this summer.
The Department of Transportation has created this customer service dashboard for flyers. How does it work, and is it having a concrete impact?
Sure. So it launched yesterday morning, and basically what it does is it lists all of the nation's major passenger airlines and a series of circumstances where if there's a travel disruption that is under the airline's control, what they will provide. Will they provide you a meal if you're delayed more than 3 hours, a hotel if you're stranded overnight? Now, this is important to note that it only applies to disruptions that are in the airline's control. Airlines are typically not obligated to provide such things when it is a pure weather disruption. There is some gray area here because the Department of Transportation is increasingly saying if there's a staffing issue, even if it's because of weather, the airlines need to step up and do more. But basically what this does is it puts all the airline policies in one place in a way that's easy to consume. Previously, you kind of had to dig into the fine print of each airline.
And finally, any advice for those driving or taking the train this weekend?
Well, anyone going anywhere, it's a good idea to have a backup plan because things can change. There are staffing shortages not only at the airlines, but we see it at hotels and rental car lots. And so backup plan, be prepared for some delays. We know that there will be a lot of people traveling. So the drive back on Sunday or Monday, you could see some traffic there, leaving early in the morning on Sunday, on Monday, leaving early in the morning on Monday, or even coming back Tuesday morning may save you some time on the roads.
Kris Van Cleave, thank you.
Sure thing.